By the time I finish this episode, it's going to be fucking dark in here. I haven't bothered to get up and turn on any lights. And it's right at the time when sun's coming down. Hey, you're listening to the David Morgan Brown Experience. The time is 6:07 p.m. It's the 30th of the 9th, 2020. Episode 7, 8, 5. It's one of those. You're listening to the David Morgan Brown Experience. I don't like having these at the start, but it's too late now. So, oh yeah, I've been drinking this Metamucil. What I had been drinking was the regular brand, just the original, whatever flavor it was called, for so long. Well, not so long, for decades, for a whole century, for, I don't know, close to 2 years. And then I get this new, it's not even new, the orange smooth flavor, and I get a smaller container of it, because this shit's expensive. So I grabbed that because it's just a bit cheaper, and I'm like, oh no, I hope I don't regret it. So I would have been a much happier man over the past nearly 2 years if someone had told me, don't take the regular stuff, take the orange smooth flavor. I would have been a much happier man. I'm imagining my life over the past nearly 2 years would have been so much different. I'd have a family by now. What a shame. Probably would have moved out of this fucking third world country that I live in. Yes, there is an orange flavor to it. I was wondering, like, oh no, is it going to taste nice? Yeah, it tastes nice. It's good. It's fine. It's not quite good enough that I would drink it on its own, but it's perfectly fine. But it's an orange smooth flavor, so that it's smooth. So that's the thing. I didn't know this because what I had been drinking was like pencil shavings and like wood shavings in water. That's really what Metamucil was, and I just had to stand it. I just had to sit there drinking it through my pursed lips, just slurping it up. Because I don't want to... There was no problem with taste with Metamucil. It's just the texture. And you have to keep stirring it as well, otherwise it gets like clumpy, which is fucking terrible. But, you know, you can just avoid that by, giving it a good stir. But even still, you still got those, like... It's like someone scooped up the floor of a woodwork, and you're just putting that in water and stirring it around and throwing it down your gullet. It's very uncomfortable and unpleasant to do so, but I did it. All this time, nearly 2 years. So yeah, this new stuff's fine. It's smooth. It's not pencil shavings. You're putting the stuff in the water, it dissolves in the water, and then that's it. You're drinking basically a liquid. I think there might be, if you left it for a while, you might get a bit of like, kind of like a grainy residue at the bottom of your cup. But that would be it. I know I'm an independent man, but people need to tell me things. I need to know. I bet there's like a huge big thing that I just never knew. Oh shit, I was actually thinking about this the other day. Fuck, I might have to stop for a while because I have such a shitty memory. I was thinking like a scenario where you find out something, like there's an easy way of doing something, and you found out that like you were doing it the hard way all along. Oh fuck, I completely forgot what this was. Hang on, let me think. Fuck, what was it? It was like, and then when you find out, you're really pissed off that everyone told you that was wrong. Man, I'm never going to think of it now. Come on, remember. I'm trying to like move my brain with my brain. Okay, I remember, and that was like 40 minutes of me remembering. Oh god, and now I'm stuck because now I realize it wasn't even that interesting, but I have to go over it anyway. This was to do with cutting boards, like, you know, just having your kitchen. And I noticed capsicum. I have a lot of capsicum. I like it. Tastes good and all, but it leaves quite a like stain on a cutting board on the crap. The ones I have are wooden. They're not plastic, or are they plastic? I think they're plastic. I mean, they're not expensive. They're very cheap, but they work. But yeah, I noticed a stain. I have to really scrub them to try to get the stains out. I'm like, god damn, this fucking capsicum. Pissed me off. Doesn't do this with anything else, it seems. But then I think I noticed later on, like the stains kind of come out on their own. Like you give it a good scrub, and you look at it and you see like the red on it. You're like, oh no. But you just leave it for a while and it seems to go away. I don't know. I'm still figuring this out. So then I thought, I guess you don't need to scrub that hard because you could be scrubbing at it for like, minutes on end, just trying to get them out. Whereas all this time you could have just left it and the stains seem to come out on their own. So I was wondering, what if like your parents never told you that, like they did to me, which they didn't do to me, and they never told you, oh, with cutting boards, when you use capsicum, it like stains it. But don't worry, because if it does that and you think you're not getting the stain out, it's okay, just leave it, because after a while, by the next day, the stains will start to come out. That this like I guess it's not a discoloration. No, but it's like it's coloring it red. So yeah, that was my thought. That what if like your parents lied to you about something just to make you scrub harder? I guess that's why they never told you. So that was like such an uninteresting diversion. I wish it could have been better. Anyway, let's get to the topic now. So we can have something interesting to talk about. And this isn't even interesting. Actually, it is, but I won't make it interesting. But what I've been thinking for a little while, a few months now, what's worse, Facebook or 4chan? What's worse? I mean, because I feel like most mainstream people, well, actually, I feel like most mainstream people don't have an opinion about anything, which I think is fine. You're not forced to. That's fine. Do what you want. Don't know who you're going to vote for. Flip a coin. Don't vote. Figure it out. I don't know. No, it's not a good way of putting it because, 4chan isn't mainstream. Facebook certainly is, so it's not a good way of putting it, but it seems that Facebook is... Well, 4chan is seen upon as toxic and problematic and all these things. Yeah, it is. Well, I don't really think it's... I guess it might be toxic. I seem to be immune to it because I see so much shit on there. It's people calling each other faggots and stuff like that. What do they call each other? Cucks? Cucks is not quite as popular as it used to be. Trannies goes around. Tranny, because it rhymes with Jannies, so they think the janitors of these boards are trannies. So there's that kind of thing. the transphobic stuff. But no, transgender people don't really have... They've got tranny, that's the derogatory word, but I can't think of any other. And tranny is kind of just an offshoot of the original word, so... Yeah, that's a shame. They should come up with one. Transgender people should come up with one. No, they shouldn't. You shouldn't come up with your own derogatory term. You let other people do it for you. I feel that way about a lot of other people, though. White people. I mean, we got a few, but they're not that good. But I think that Facebook is kind of the same thing. Facebook operates quite a bit differently. In that people... their identity is very much embedded onto their Facebook profile. I used to feel this way and I don't anymore. Oh, actually, no, I didn't actually. Now that I think about it, I didn't take Facebook that seriously, even back then. The good old days. This is actually 10 years ago, roughly. 10 years ago. I mean, I would like change my name on Facebook and like pretend to be other people, and I didn't give a fuck. And I wasn't like saying on Facebook, like, this is the school I went to, this is the college I'm at, this is the this and that and where I work. Like, nah, I can't be bothered. Like it's weird. Like you start working somewhere. I don't know, maybe you're proud of the job or whatever, but you start working somewhere or whatever. Like, imagine going on Facebook and you're like, okay, I just started working here. I have to update my job on Facebook. So I put in my job title, put in where the work is. A little drop down thing comes in. Oh, they're right there. I can click on that. It doesn't take long, but imagine doing that. Why? Why does anyone care about that particular place where you work? I feel like if you have a really good job, you don't need to tell people. They'll find out. So I think that I never really took Facebook that seriously, but I saw that other people did, which sounds weird. But nowadays it seems like, me and my friends, well, I can only speak for myself. I guess I can't speak for my friends. I don't know what the hell they do, but they don't seem to spend a lot of time on Facebook. I wish I was like them. Maybe they do, I don't know. It weirds me out when they tell me, it's like, oh yeah, I saw your comment on that thing. It's like, man, why are you... I don't see your comments. Oh, I guess you're not making any. I mean, not a big deal. Not that I post a whole lot on Facebook. I mostly just lurk. That's the problem. It's such a shit. Every time I go there, I bet I could go there right now, and soon enough, I will see shit. That's the problem. You already see the shit flinging. I don't know why I'm thinking. I'm still trying to work this out, and I don't think I will. What is worse of these two sites? I don't know. Probably Facebook. Fuck Facebook. I mean, I know Facebook's more evil. I just mean in terms of like the usability rather than the whole picture. Obviously, Facebook has yeah, of course, it has a lot of problems there. 4chan out quite on that. So Facebook's definitely more evil, more immoral. So yeah, there's a lot of shit flinging on both. I'm just trying to think, because on 4chan you're anonymous, people talk to each other, but it's kind of the opposite of Facebook now. You're not seeing them. You don't see their face, their name, their job, their fucking anything. It's nothing, and you're kind of just seeing a bunch of text on top of each other. But you know that like each post you're seeing a different person. Yeah, I mean a different person or two people talking to themselves. Sometimes you're like, oh yeah, it does look like two people are talking to themselves. But then you think, or is it one person talking to themselves? Or is it a bunch of people, other people get in on there? But I guess the identity, or like trying to figure out like who's talking to who, gets muddled. So it's not quite personal, and it kind of just feels just more, I was going to say textural, but I mean in terms of text, not texture, so fuck that word. There's something a lot more impersonal about 4chan, and I mean, I would say the insults that got flung out, they're more crude, and sometimes you just see someone just being like, you fucking faggot piece of fucking shit, guy, tranny, fuck shit crap. You just see kind of like that, you fucking, and you could see pages of this kind of thing just going on and on. You're like, oh man, I was enjoying this, Fred. You two had to ruin it. Probably just one of you fuckface. And you start getting involved. But I'm thinking as I'm talking right now, because I'm trying to think like, how does it make that better than Facebook? And one of the things about Facebook, I love it when people do this, is when they like, you are arguing with someone and then they get personal. Like, oh, you with your name, yeah, well, like you're trying to make a point and like, oh yeah, well, fucking your head. Your head looks weird. Guess I win this argument. What's that called? Ad hominem? So Facebook has that, but you know, it doesn't always happen, and you just see people flinging shit. I mean, I saw this band, the lead singer who runs like his own Facebook page, and I think he posted on his own actual Facebook page. He said he posts things every now and again, even through the band page, even if it's like not to do with the band, and it doesn't get political or anything. It seemed to kind of get that way, and he said something about like, oh, whatever we do, we gotta vote out Trump. It's like, all right, yeah, cool. And he posted an article, and then, but most of what he said was like, hey, now you all behave yourselves, right? I'm posting this out there. You know, this is obviously going to be divisive. Don't, you know, he really said like, don't be a jerk. Don't be flinging shit at each other. You fucking bunch of morons. Yeah, he really tried to stress like, you know, let's have a civil discussion about this. And straight away, I went right into the comments and straight away just not really like, oh, you know, this is just dunking on each other. Just fucking around like, oh yeah, you Trump supporter, you fucking... And it was like, yeah. Oh, you fucking leftist cunt. Fuck. Yeah, so I guess, you know, what would happen if that was posted on 4chan? I mean, it would be a lot different. I don't know what it is exactly about, because obviously, and I mean, obviously, I guess you could kind of look at Facebook as being left, 4chan as being right, whatever that all means. I think most people are probably just nihilists at this point. You can look at it like that because that kind of informs the different insults that get thrown out. Like nigger being thrown around a lot on 4chan, which, I mean, that's unimaginable on on social media websites like Facebook. Oh god, we can get into Twitter later as well. Fuck that site. What's worse, Twitter or 4chan? I think Twitter's the worst thing in the world. And I guess the big difference, I guess I was just thinking that like, but it's okay if you're black, so you can do that as much. But if you're white, it's like, oh, and you get your ass shut down, like I will right now. You can't even say it like, just in passing, like that guy. God, I'm going off on a lot of tangents. I'm sorry. Shit, this podcast is going way longer than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be crapping. I mean, it is, but it's really short. I'm going on a tangent as I'm on a tangent. But that guy from Netflix that got cancelled, who got fired for saying nigger, because he just said it. He just said, but I only just found out today where that came from, because Joe Rogan was saying it was to do with Tom Segura's special. So how about that? I don't know. Maybe I don't even believe in that. But he said, because Tom Segura said retard in his show, but it wasn't like done in an offensive way. And then someone from Netflix was saying in I forget if it was a video chat, just a regular chat, a memo, or whatever. There was some back and forth going on, and he said something like, oh, well, that would be like saying nigger on a Netflix exclusive. They apparently have problems with that. People saying nigger just out of, not in any hateful way, it's just a banned word. But anyway, he said the banned word and got fired for that. So I still think it's kind of the crazier things out there. Like, anyway, let me get back to this. Fuck Netflix as well. Even though I use it, but I don't pay for it, so whatever. That's how you get through with a boycotting. Yeah, I was going to say boycotting. Anyway, and I forgot what the tangent I was going on. But obviously with the N-word, saying it on Facebook and everything, obviously it will all come to you. Like if you say nigger on Facebook, you just make a post and that's all it says with an A or an ER. Straight away, people obviously know who it is that's posted it, so they can like, mob attack you. They could all get up on you. I mean, obviously that won't happen like in that way. Oh, you know, maybe a mob of like 8 people. Like, oh my god, why would you say that? No, really, why did you post just the N-word with nothing else? So mob attacks are easier to do on Facebook, on social media. I guess it's never happened on 4chan. I mean, 4chan can orchestrate their mob attacks. That's different. So fuck that. But in terms of like someone on 4chan, I that sounds a bit more like, now that I think about it, I know it's happened. I've seen it happen. Like mob attacks or kind of like someone getting trolled, but it's all within the 4chan realm. Like, you know, maybe Facebook has a bit more crossover. Like, you know, you can use Facebook with your LinkedIn and everything. And I mean, you got your name there. So someone could look up your name on LinkedIn and find you. And then fuck around with you there and be like, oh, I see where you work now. Well, I mean, your workplace would probably be on Facebook anyway. But in terms of 4chan, that's more to do with like, you know, if you want to get out of that game, you just leave and you'll never have any real world consequences. You won't lose a job or anything over 4chan. And you can say the most horrendous things on there. So I guess, yeah, I mean, it is one of those areas on the internet where it's a bit of a free-for-all for free speech, which you think would be everywhere. And not to say that everywhere just suddenly becomes 4chan. 4chan kind of just has that going for it. And even still, a lot of the shit that gets posted on there, you know, it's not like it's all wild. That just comes up every now and again. It's just that you're able to. I mean, Facebook could be exactly as it is now. It's a bunch of bullshit. Imagine if you could say nigger or anything. You could say whatever you want, and you're not going to get canned. You're not going to get canned off Facebook. That's what I'm saying. As long as you're not posting anything illegal. If Facebook were like that, yeah, it would be a bit different. Yeah, I mean, it'd certainly be different. But for my experience, this is all we're talking about right now. It's my experience of life in Facebook is, I'm sure wouldn't change too much. I don't know a lot of edgy people on Facebook. I don't know a lot of people in general. And most of my friends on Facebook, like actual friends that I know, what I'm talking about, they don't use it. They're not on there anyway. And then I have a bunch of other friends, like American friends, mostly. I gotta say, around about, it was a certain time in this decade, they seemed to be cool, and now they're retarded. It was a certain time, mid-decade, where I was like, oh, you guys aren't cool. You're like, you got this, it gave me the impression where it was like, you just goof around, like, ha, dude. Not that they were that funny. And now it's like, oh, hey, we gotta be serious now. Oh my God. So whether you hate Facebook, so what do you hate more? Facebook? 4chan? Vote now in the comments below. My little votey thing, I don't know. I don't think I would put up a vote for that because no one would vote for it. But like, if this were to be done, like, you can't really ascertain which is worse. If you put, it would depend on where you would post it. And then again, like, it's like people might say, well, Facebook is evil, so fuck them. 4chan, at least it's not pleasant to go to, but they're not stealing your data, at least from what we know now. Yeah, so that would be hard to gauge. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm leaning to, I'm certainly leaning more towards 4chan. I'm mostly only on TV anyway, so fuck you all. So maybe I would have a different opinion. Because obviously Facebook is a lot bigger and less restricted in terms of content, in terms of the quantity of the content, not what you can put up. I don't even know why I'm talking about this anyway. It's something that I've been thinking about, and I'm still trying to, even after all this talking now, I'm trying to, like, I feel like there's like one sentence that I could do. Maybe if I go to Facebook right now, I'm trying to put this into words. What is it? Like, there's something about, maybe it's just the psychology of it, where if you can see someone's face when they're like calling you a bitch, well, I don't think it's personal attacks. I think it's just shitting on, I guess, mostly the right on Facebook. You see it against leftists as well. I used to be a part of a lot of groups that was like dunking on like lefty people, but not over 4chan. Like, it could be like a Twitter screen grab. But I got bored of them. I got bored of those groups. They keep posting the same things. Like, yes, we've seen this person being duped online, and they're pretending that they're not. Like, oh no, this is serious, you guys. I love all the clowns out there, really. I'm trying to figure it out. If I go to Facebook now, how far down do I have to go before I just see someone just being like... So now I'm just on Facebook, just looking through shit, looking through memes. I don't know. I think, like all things, it's just when it gets to like political. Maybe people feel the need to fight more on Facebook. I don't know what it is, but there must be something psychological. Because I'm trying to work... Because I am talking very much just the experience of using these websites. And they are kind of like similar in the way... Or in that people just, communicate over them. It's a lot different when you have your own profile on Facebook that you can like decorate yourself and have whatever echo chamber you want in there. On 4chan, I guess a bit different. You just got to choose which board you want to go to and work it that way. I don't know. I mean, again, I'm just trying to think of just the experience, because I just feel like every time I go to Facebook, why is it that seeing people being shitty on Facebook, I don't know, maybe it's just because there's like certain allowances. There's certain groups of people that seems to be, I don't know, maybe it's everyone. I don't know, maybe not. Man, I thought this was going somewhere. It sounded like this was going somewhere. This whole fucking thing sounded like I was going to say, I wasn't going to say which one do I prefer more. I was just going to really have a good point about the differences in these things. But this is what happens when I have a very vague thought in my head. I'm like, Facebook, 4chan, they're kind of similar in the way people be shitty to each other on there. I mean, I kind of just sound like a hippie right now. Like, hey guys, get it on, man. I mean, you know when people would talk about like, YouTube comments, people shitting on YouTube comments. I swear there's way less vitriol on YouTube than there is in like Facebook and 4chan. I don't know. These are kind of big concepts I'm going through because it is like, is Facebook bad? Like my own Facebook? Like I could just unfollow groups and unfriend everyone and just have nothing there. Or I could get into a whole bunch of other things. I mean, you really can decorate it to be like your own thing. And then 4chan, again, it's just, which board are we referring to? Which one are we looking at? I'm sure they're all, like I certainly haven't been to all of them. Not even half of them. But I'm sure they're all infested, except for maybe like the GIFs one. No, they're all infested with, let's say racism, some misogyny. Not like misogyny, yeah, but we also still want to see naked women and and all that thing. And I think there's racism and sexism on Facebook as well. It's just going the other way. I don't know. It's kind of like they're the inverse of each other. And I don't know which one's like the real one. Like one of them was inverted, so we have to fuck that one off. But which one is it? Which one's the real one? Which president do I shoot? They look the same. Give me another 40 minutes to think about how to sum this up. Oh, I have no real answers for this other than because the feeling I've been having recently is that fuck Facebook, I should stop using it. But I'm not quite having this exact same feeling with 4chan. But I still feel, the disappointment of going there and just seeing a bunch of like shit posting. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe it's just a bit more fun. I guess 4chan's a bit more fun. Yeah, certainly, because it's just feels a bit more free. Obviously, you're anonymous. I don't know, man. I can't be fucked analyzing these two cunt websites. I should stop using both of them. So, but why is it? Why? I'm gonna have to think about this all night. I feel like I want to. Facebook seems like something in my life that I have to expunge. I'm like, this is bad for me, and it's like it's bad for my health, and it's taking away years off my life. And then I look at 4chan, I'm like, every now and again, I think it's fine. You could go there and it's not gonna hurt you. It's I don't know how to put it. This has ended up more complicated than I thought. Whatever. I'll just end it here. I'll do a part 2 if they come up with more interesting topics to talk about that actually have something to say. Anyway, who cares? No one's listening to this. Alright, unless I have anything else on my stupid ass list that I can't even see. I told you it was going to get dark. I told you, and you didn't listen. Anyway, better turn on a light and eat some dinner. Alright, fuck yours, fuck Facebook, fuck 4chan, and certainly fuck Twitter. I'm not even talking about Twitter. I don't use Twitter. I do a bit. I've never really gone into it. Like, I'm not on it like, I can't imagine, man. I guess it's just the misinformation. One person says something and then it just gets misinterpreted like fucking Chinese whiskers and... Chinese whiskers? Just like then. And then everyone calls me a racist and an animal hater. Oh, you got a problem with Chinese whiskers? Anyway, enough talk. Let's fuck.